Let's talk about how to pass the legal and general video interview. What's up guys, it's Mike from Job Ready English here with another video to help you get hired. We break down the processes of world famous companies to help you get a job there. Today we're going to be going through the interview process for the insurance giant Legal & General. And if you need more help to prepare for your interview, make sure you check out the resources, courses, worksheets, templates and more contained in our Legal & General Pass the Interview pack in the description below. This video is split up into 3 parts. First, we're going to walk you through the whole recruitment process that we learned through our research from publicly available sources online over the past 6 months. Then we're going to talk about the most common questions that you can expect to be asked in a legal and general interview. And finally, we're going to cover some other common questions you can expect to come across in the interview process. So let's start off with part 1, what can you expect from the legal and general recruitment process? So candidates reported that there were 4 stages. Stage 1 was online application and CV. Stage 2 was situational judgment and a general ability online test. Stage 3 was a video interview. And stage 4 was an assessment day where there was a group exercise, interview and presentation. Part number 2, let's talk about the 3 most common questions we came across in our research from publicly available sources from candidates who've already been through the interview. These are questions which repeated themselves numerous times and therefore we felt that they are more likely to be asked in the real interview. Question number 1, tell us about yourself. For an in-depth explanation of how to answer this question and a free worksheet, make sure you click the thumbnail up above. A personal introduction is a phenomenal way to prepare for any interview. It's really your first opportunity to sell yourself and also practice selling yourself for the interview. You want to split it up into 6 parts, which is what are you doing now? What have you done before? What would you like to do? What about your work experience? Extracurricular and volunteering experience? And finally, any skills, interests or hobbies that we should know about. We'll be looking to condense this down into about 2-minute answers. So in our research, we didn't come across how long the questions were in terms of how much time you were given to answer them. So we generally tend to shoot for 2 minutes, and that's a good benchmark to shoot for. Now, if you're writing a script, that's about 200 words. The most crucial thing with a personal introduction is just practice. Get your script done as quickly as possible, and then I would suggest get it stuck somewhere prominent around the house. I tend to tell clients that I work with, say, the fridge is a great place, or a cupboard where you store your tea and coffee, on the bathroom door, on the mirror, just somewhere that gives you that visual prompt to practice that as often as possible. Question number 2, what are your strengths? Something to remember is that all the information that you could possibly need will be provided on the job description either by Legal & General or an in-depth job description you can find somewhere else for the role that you're applying to, whether that be on a great resource website like prospects.ac.uk or just on the job description for the same job at a different company. Now, your strengths should really lend yourself to the skills that are required for the job. And I would say if you had 2 minutes, then you would pick out 2 or 3 of those strengths. So say, for example, you're applying to be an actuarial graduate at Legal & General. Well, you'd really think they'd want somebody who has good maths ability, good attention to detail, and maybe a hard skill like being really good at Excel or Python, or something where you can use, manipulate and get conclusions from data. So you would use those as your strengths. And the next thing that you would do is that you would provide an example. So you'd say, well, I feel that I have 3 great strengths: my numerical ability, my attention to detail, and my advanced Excel skills. For my numerical ability, I've actually studied a bachelor's in maths, and I got a 2-1, and I'm just finishing off my master's in actuarial science, and I've scored X, Y, and Z. So always remember, with a strength, you can draw those from the job description, and then you can provide proof by giving the experience which most closely relates to that strength. Question number 3, why do you want to work for Legal & General? For an in-depth answer to this question on a free worksheet, click the thumbnail up above. Now, when somebody asks you why do you want to work for a company, first of all, I want to share with you my experience of 95% of the answers that I hear from people who will book me one-to-one or pay to work with me privately over a period of time. It's very general. So I'll say, Legal & General is a world-class company with fantastic resources and teams and values that meet my own, and blah, blah, blah. Now, why is this very general? Because I could say that about any company. Now, you want to do your research, probably pick out, we call them 5 fast facts, and then explain why these facts are meaningful to you. If you can't be bothered to do the research yourself, then you can just buy the research note, which is in our Pass the Interview pack. We will not only research the 5 fast facts, but also give you all the sources that you need to research more facts by yourself. And I'm going to give you one of those facts from our research note to give you an example of what kind of level of detail we're looking for. Established in 1836, Legal & General is one of the UK's leading financial services groups and a major global investor, with over £1.4 trillion in total assets under management. You'll notice how specific that is. I can't say that about somebody else. If you're thinking, well, that's going to take me ages to do, I would put a time limit on it. You can easily get 5 facts in 15 minutes. That's really not difficult to do. So don't go into the deep end. Don't read the whole annual report. You don't need to do that. 5 fast facts will do. Part number 3, let's go through 5 other questions that we came across which we thought were interesting and we wanted to cover with you in a rapid fire round. Question number 1, what experience do you have for this role? Again, make sure you're matching up the skills. You don't have to have directly related experience. But really what we're looking for is that you can demonstrate that you have the skills or an element of the experience. Everyone's worked as part of a team. Everybody has different skills and abilities that they can demonstrate just in a different context. All you need to do is explain that context and what that's about. Question 2, give an example of a time where you worked as part of a team to achieve a common goal. Whenever you get asked a competency-based question, always think STAR, situation, task, action, result. The majority of your answer is going to be based within the action, so that's 70% of your answer. The next thing that you're going to want to do is demonstrate the skills that highlight what good teamwork is. So that could be listening to others, doing your part, working hard, looking for help, looking to resolve conflict. If you're really struggling to figure out what teamwork skills are, just pop them into Google. And ideally you want to use some form of work experience or something from volunteering or extracurricular activities. If you don't have anything else, then academics are absolutely fine. Question number 3, describe a difficult situation and how you managed it. Fairly easy to do, but I would say make sure that you layer the complexity. It should have 2 or 3 layers. Like a 1-layer difficulty is, I've run out of milk and I want a cup of tea. A 2-layer difficulty is, I ran out of milk and there's a milk shortage in the local area. A 3-layer difficulty is, we've run out of milk in the local area and I've broken my legs. That's a 3-layer difficulty. The reason being is, we really have to demonstrate what exactly it is that we're trying to overcome. So as you're doing that, again, try and take it from work. This might be completing multiple tasks, but just layer the difficulties and explain step by step how you have solved those difficulties. Most often what people will do is that they won't really explain clearly how they've solved it. Question 4, how is our company different or better than our competitors? So you can easily Google who are our competitors, and what I would say is you really need to concentrate on maybe digging a little bit into the director or CEO statement for the company and just concentrating on what Legal & General are doing well rather than what everybody else is doing. Question 5, what is your greatest achievement? something that personally resonates with you. I always suggest picking out a greatest achievement that is genuine, explain why it is your greatest achievement, what are the difficulties that you had to overcome, and what was the result that you achieved. Guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this legal in general video. We've also enjoyed our first video on our new 2-camera setup, which is pretty cool. And we've got some new kit in because we're always trying to upgrade the channel. Let us know what you think about the picture quality. How was the video? Was it helpful? What else could we have done? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I wish you the best of luck. See you later.